Shalom. Call hello, y'all, Bashim Shai. Double honors to my teachers, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashim Shai, Barakatam to the hopefully elect. And as I often do, just want to put the disclaimer that I'm not a part of any Great Millstone camps. I'm not an official member of GMS. But I learned and study under the doctrine of GMS, and I just want to put that disclaimer. As I often do, because there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing out here. A lot of people coming in, creeping in unawares. All right. A lot of false brothers. So, I just want to put that disclaimer, man. But nevertheless, it's just one of the many, uncountable amount of reasons why this place has to be destroyed. Because, looking at Biden's administration, what he's trying to bring in. All right. Had this article saved up for like a week or so. Spirit hadn't really been on me to get into it, but bringing it out now. This title here says, on day one, Biden plans to reinstate rule allowing transgender students to use bathroom locker room of choice. All right, which just as the subtitle says, this is something that Trump pretty much did away with. All right. And Biden's, he's bringing it back. So basically, if you got a daughter, man, basically, a man that classifies himself as a woman, has legal right to share bathroom, with your daughter and whatnot, but it's pure madness, man. But let's read this article. It says, on day one of his presidency, President-elect Joe Biden plans to reinstate Obama Title IX, if I'm not mistaken, if my Roman numeral numbers are accurate. I believe that's 9. It says Obama-era Title IX regulations ensuring that transgender students are allowed to use the bathroom or locker room that aligns with their gender identity. The Trump administration revoked the guidance early during President Trump's tenure, arguing that the Title IX prohibits discrimination based on sex, not gender identity, and that the Obama administration, by changing the rule, was attempting to rewrite the definition of sex and sex-based discrimination. All right, so even more so, because like I said here, this is something that Trump did away with, and this was something that was floating around, going on during Obama's administration. All right, which Biden's pretty much like a mini extension of Barack Obama and his administration, what he was about and whatnot. Because just like with Obama, all right, Jake looked at this man like he was the next Messiah or something, and it's the same thing with Joe Biden, and even more so now than with Obama. All right, but nevertheless, because this guy again, Joe Biden, he's bringing back a lot of that those things that was going on during Obama's administration. So reading on, it says the Obama-era rule immediately became subject to legal challenges after being put in place in May 2016. Within months of implementation, approximately half of the states had sued the Obama administration over the new directive without federal guidance. Policies with regard to transgender discrimination are left to the states. But now that Biden is poised to return to the White House, the guidance issued when he was vice president is set to be put back in place. On his first day in office, Biden will reinstate the Biden's guidance revoked by Trump-Pence administration, which will restore transgender students access to sports, bathrooms, and locker rooms in accordance with their gender identity. A statement on Biden campaign on the Biden campaign website says he will direct the Department of Education to invest. He will direct his Department of Education to vigorously enforce and investigate violations of transgender students' civil rights. Under the guidance, all schools receiving. As a matter of fact, let me because it said he will direct his Department of Education to vigorously enforce and investigate violations of transgender students' civil rights. So this is something that is going to be forced. A lot of these corporations or whatnot. All right, this is something that they're going to have to enforce. All right, or they're going to suffer or whatever consequences. But real quick, because this damn place needs to be destroyed, man. But what does the scripture say? Where would that be at? So yeah, let me read the context first. Psalms 94, because the thing with this whole the whole structure of the society, man, is based off it's based in opposition to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, because like I said before, with this guy Biden, man, he's putting a lot of those just trying to figure out how to word this without this video getting striked or whatever. Members of the LGB, the alphabet community, all right, setting them up from putting them in office and whatnot. All right, they're also making it to where they're doing away with the whole gender identity, and because they're trying to do away with masculinity. So there's no such thing as male or female. All right, that this is something that they're setting up and they're trying to do. All right. And again, man, because this is going to be a thing, man. The times that we're coming into, man. Let me read this real quick. Psalms 94 and verse 20. It says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?" Yeah, because two kings can't sit on the throne. All right, and again, this is why these devils, they got to be taken out the way, man, because they've been deemed fit, man, unfit. Excuse me. They've been deemed unfit, man. They're unfit to rule, because just look at the state of this earth and the course of how things are going in the society today. All right. Again, the example that I mentioned, using the whole gender identity. All right, they're trying to do away with the whole terms of using male and female. All right, they're trying to do away with those terms. All right, and again, because it said, going back to the article real quick, it said he will direct his Department of Education to vigorously enforce and investigate violations of transgender students' civil rights. All right, because when you read on down, it says, under the guidance, all schools receiving federal funds are required to comply or risk having their funding withdrawn. So you see, if these schools are not complying with these unrighteous decrees, all right, they're going to be the withdrawing the funds are going to be withdrawn. All right. Slakia, kids in the background, but so yeah, all right. So these places, man, if they don't comply with these unrighteous decrees, because that's exactly what they are, right? And that's why I read it in Psalms. They frame this mischief by law, all right? Put these things into law, all right? These places, they can lose their funding or whatever, all right? It says the move will undoubtedly spark outcry among conservatives who do not wish to see the federal government overstepping its bounds and mandating compliance on a culturally divisive and sensitive issue. Similar legal challenges to those launched in 2016 will almost certainly follow as well. All right, because like I said, man, for the most part, man, there's people out there that aren't going to agree with this. All right, and going back to this, because I saw it, because pretty soon, man, it's going to be a crime to speak out against these things. All right, this is what this whole thing with them cracking down on these social media platforms or whatnot, with the whole domestic terrorism thing they got going on, and policing the these social media platforms or whatnot. All right, people speaking any form of truth. All right, they're pretty much labeled. We're pretty much labeled threats. All right, but let me get this in Psalms 94 and 16. It says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" All right, so you see, because pretty soon, man, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a crime to speak any form of truth, all right, and speak out against these things, all right. In the times that we're coming into, man, this is why the scriptures talk about being wise as serpents, man. Because that's definitely one thing that I pray. I make sure that I pray for. That is that Yahweh Shem Shai gives me the spirit to move with wisdom, all right. Because you might be in a situation, and what you say could put you in a bad predicament, or whatever the case may be. So that's why it's important, man. Because again, the times that we're coming into, all right, because you got a lot of Israelite camps out here that push the law, and wearing fringes and things of that nature, all right. Basically, boasting that they're Israelites and whatnot, and you're making yourself a walking target, all right. Even Yahweh Shai didn't. There were times where he ran and hid, all right, because it just wasn't the time for whatever the occasion was. It wasn't time for it. So there were times that even Yahweh Shai, he ran, he ducked off and hid himself, all right. And more importantly, he used wisdom. Yahweh Shai, he used wisdom, because again, man, the times that we're coming into, man, you know, but nevertheless, read verse 16 again. It says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" Because this is a wicked act. All right, like I said, get ready to just allow. They're going to allow to where a grown man that identifies himself as a woman, he's going to be able to share restrooms with your daughter, your mother, your auntie, your grandmother. All right. So these are the unrighteous decrees that they're putting into place. All right, and this is something that's going to be basically enforced, that people are going to have to accept. This is something that we're going to have to accept. All right, but the hell with that, man, because this isn't right. All right, and like I said here, man, it says the move will undoubtedly spark outcry among conservatives who do not wish to see the federal government overstepping its bounds and mandating compliance on a culturally divisive and sensitive issue. So you see, because there's going to be people out there that aren't going to be with this, all right, and this might lead to more riots and seditions. Just have to wait and see on that, all right. But nevertheless, man, more divisions this could cause. All right, but it says 2016 will almost certainly follow as well. The move should not come as a surprise, in which that's true. All right, because even before I started following out the Great Millstone Doctrine, I've said this in years ago. All right, because I said this years ago that in the future, man, don't be surprised, man. You're gonna start seeing they can have it to where pedophiles it's going to be something that's accepted in society. Bestiality, which is already accepted in certain states and whatnot. All right, these don't be surprised, man. And this is why the Lord is going to make an example out of this place. And I have that scripture, lined up. So let me read on. It says the move should not come as a surprise. However, Biden has been telegraphing sweeping changes to LGBTQ LGBTQ policy for some time. On his campaign website, Biden listed a number of policy initiatives, including the slug here. Satan throwing all type of distractions. But it says on his campaign website, Biden listed a number of policy initiatives, including the enactment of the Equality Act, and that's something I'm going to have to look into. It says which will extend all protections found in existing federal civil rights laws to the LGBT individuals. All right. And to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that believe wholeheartedly, there's hope in Joe Biden. All right. Because for one thing, man, with this whole Black Lives Matter movement, which is funded by sodomites, all right, 3 lesbians, it's like it's not funded, but it's basically created by 3 lesbians, all right, who hate men, all right, that was, funded by Edomites, funded by elites, all right, because they try to equate all the problems and the struggles that Jake has to deal with. They try to equate stuff like this, with the LGBT community and whatnot. They try to equate all of us, together, and what's like, not us, but them. All right. They try to, lump them all in the same category. All right. And this is what pretty much Joe Biden, this is the what he's doing, for these so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, thinking that he's bringing change to this, quote unquote black community and whatnot. All right. This is your change. All right. This is what you're going to see. All right. And if that's what you want, man, then so be it. All right. It says the Democratic Party, which heralds itself as the party of science, has quickly moved left on the issue of transgenderism, denying the biological reality of the gender binary. So you see, it says while on the campaign trial late last year, Biden suggested that children as young as 8 years old should be able to legally change their gender. All right. So you see, man, the course of this, where this place is going. All right. And for these people that, want to be here another 20, 30, 40 years, man. All right. Let's just say hypothetically we were to make it that long, man. I mean, could you just imagine the state that this place would be in? And this is why, man, we don't have another 5 years here. All right. Lord's will, man, this is the year that the Lord, brings destruction to this place, because this place needs to be destroyed ASAP. It needs to be destroyed yesterday. All right. Because again, just look at this nonsense that they're trying to, where this society is going is headed towards wickedness. All right. We are heading towards, if we are not already, we're heading towards the epiphany of wickedness. All right. The most wicked time since the earth was created. And this is why this place needs to be jacked up, But let me get this real quick, man, because this is why, like I said, man, the Lord's going to end up. Let me just let the scriptures talk, man. Because just like in Sodom and Gomorrah, man, 2 Peter 2, starting verse 2, it says, "And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of." So you see, because again, the time is coming, man. Like you already got some places they're talking about banning Bibles. All right. And there's talks of persecution against the Christians and whatnot. All right. So-called religious people and whatnot. All right. Because the time is coming, man. Speaking any form of truth is going to be illegal. Speaking truth is going to be illegal. All right. The truth, like it says here, man, is going to be evil spoken of. All right. And speaking out against these things, man, you're going to be labeled a threat. All right. So yeah, read verse 5, 2 Peter 2 and 5, it says, and spare not the world, and spare not the old world, because look what happened, in the ancient world. All right, the Lord destroyed the earth with water. All right, there was wickedness going on back then. How much more now? It says, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. It says, in turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them within overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. So, like I said, because just like Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, look what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. And that was left as an example. All right, that was, the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah to pretty much let people know that, hey, look what I did, Sodom and Gomorrah. In case them thoughts come into your mind, and you want to live like how they lived. All right, look at the judgment that they got. And like I said, that was back then. So how much more now? All right, because as you know, in Revelations, I think that's 11. It talks about how America is spiritually, this place is called Sodom and Egypt. All right, because those same spirits are back today, man. All right, this place is wicked. This place is spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, and the Lord's going to make an example out of this place. Yeah. So when you read verse 7, it says, "And I delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked." So you see, because during the time of Lot, man, Lot, he was vexed daily. All right. Well, actually, when you read on verse 8, it says, "For that righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds." So you see that word deeds, man. All right, because they were, I mean, I can only imagine they were probably having orgies in the middle of the street and whatnot. All right, and righteous, Lot being a righteous man, he had to, be around to see these things and witness these things, hearing these things, the filthy, disgusting, perverted conversations. All right, I'm pretty sure, man, they had, pedophilia and all type of stuff, man, bestiality, all type of stuff, man. All right. And again, being that, we're coming in that spirit of Lot, man. We're vexed, man. We're tired of seeing this disgusting stuff. This place is filthy, and it needs to be destroyed ASAP. All right. But again, because this place is going to be left as an example. Let me read this verse 12. It says, "But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption." All right, because again, that's actually not what I wanted, but yeah, again, it says, "But these, as natural brute beasts," because again, the times that we're coming into, man, scriptures talk about how, where is it at? Second Timothy's 3. We're coming into times, man. These people, man, they're going to be exactly that, brute beasts. All right, just not giving two cares in the world, man. All right, people walking around with naked and just again, use an example like in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. People were probably having orgies in the middle of the street, and had little walking in the streets with little boys on their hips or whatnot. It's just all type of disgustingness. All right. But 2 Timothy 3, starting at verse 2, says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good." So you see that, despisers of those that are good. All right, because again, just like Lot, all right, the time is coming, man, where, again, speaking out against these things, man, you might, because again, going back to Sodom and Gomorrah, right, I forgot who it was. Damn, was it Lot, if I'm not mistaken? Well, I might be thinking about Judges in 19, which is a similar case, similar case to what took place in Sodom and Gomorrah. When you read in Judges 19, you had the old man. All right, you had what was it? What? Damn. See, yeah, I'm confusing the two between Judges 19 and Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, when you had the angels coming to scope out the place, right? And yeah, it was Lot. Lot knowing and understanding the filthiness. Because they say, the freaks come out at night, right? You had these angels, coming to scope out the place because they were getting ready to destroy this place, or destroy that place. All right. And Lot knowing and understanding how wicked it can get. All right. Basically, pleading with the angels to to come, rest with him and whatnot. Coming to his home. The Lot accepting the angels into his home and whatnot. All right, to get them off the streets because of how bad it can get. All right, because like I said, the freaks coming out at night and whatnot. All right, and when you read the account, you had the angels. They damn nearly, slaggy, not the angels. You had those wicked sodomites, surround Lot's house, beating on the door and whatnot, demanding that because they wanted to rape those angels. All right, when you read the account, it says the people of the city, man, they were beating on Lot's door or whatnot, because they wanted to know they wanted to know the men that Lot had in his home, all right, which were those angels. And again, they wanted to rape those angels. That's what when he talks about they wanted to know him or know them, all right, they wanted to have sex with him, they wanted to rape him, all right. And again, being that we're coming into these times, man, where people, man, they're not gonna have any type of control, so to say, man. People just gonna be out here just doing whatever, just being wanton and undisciplined. All right, and this is where the society is heading to. All right, and like I said, a wicked, just the epiphany of wickedness. All right, wickedness at an all-time high. All right, is what we're coming into. All right, this is what I wanted. 2 Timothy 2 and 3. It's like 2 Timothy 3 and 12. It says, "Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution." All right, because again, being that we're coming in that spirit of Lot, and we're dealing with this daily vexation. All right, we gotta, because again, we're coming into the times we're gonna see a lot of things, man. We're gonna hear a lot of things, man. We're gonna witness a lot of wicked deeds and a lot of wicked things going on, man. But we gotta suffer this thing just a little season, man. Suffer this persecution a little season. All right, because on top of that, again, it's gonna be illegal to speak against these things. It's gonna be a crime to speak against these things. If you get into a fight with a sodomite, all right, and you I mean, they can just slap you with a hate crime. Let you say something. Let you use the F word if you know what I'm talking about. All right, while getting into a fight with a sodomite. All right, they can lock you up for that. All right, so how much more the times that we're coming into, and these are things that we got to deal with. Being that again, we're coming in that spirit of Lot. And I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna close it out. Because again, the environment that we're coming into, man, the way that they're shaping this environment, man, this is why these devils, they got to get taken out of power. Psalms 82 and 5, it says, "They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course." So you see, everything in this society is based off opposition to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Shai. Everything in this world, man, it's in opposition to Yahweh Shem Shai. So everything's backwards, man. Everything is upside down right now. Stuff like this that they're allowing to go on, and it's only going to get worse, man. All right, like I said, like I read, this is why we got to deal with this. We got to suffer these things. We got to deal with this daily vexation in our spirit, man. All right, but not too long, man. The Lord's gonna come in and redeem us and set things back in this put things back in the rightful place. All right, righteous order is gonna be established. So with that, I'm gonna give all credit to Yahweh Shem Shai. Once again, double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone. Until next time, Lord's well, I say shalom.